What's up, Goal Chasers? All right, last week I shared with you how my why has changed after losing 183 pounds. But that's all for nothing, and my daily actions do not reflect that. So today I want to go over with you how my last week was as far as fitness, as far as diet, my wins, my struggles, and all of the above. And then I would like to kind of map out how I plan to go through this week and change some things, because there's some things need changing. So let's go. So my original why was pretty easy, pretty basic. I wanted to live. I wanted to live, and I wanted to be mobile. I wanted to be in good shape, in good health. I wanted to be able to have a better quality of life, and I wanted to see, be here to see, my family and friends and everything. Because on the road I was on, it wouldn't have been long before, I would have took that away from myself. But now, after losing the weight, getting my mobility, being able to move, I want to keep moving. I want to maintain my weight loss, and still I have other weight loss goals that I plan to achieve. And I want to help others to reach their goals as well. I feel like before, when I was, 443 pounds, it's hard to inspire somebody and motivate people to lose weight when you're never losing weight. Now, with this channel, I've had it for quite a few years, probably about 8 years. And I would say 6 of those 8 years, I didn't lose, or I would lose and then gain back, lose and gain. And so never staying consistent, never, staying disciplined. And so now that I have that in me, I've created the good habits, like going to the gym, working out, moving, staying active. Now that I've created those habits, I feel so much more comfortable with myself, because before, I never really had anything that I really stuck to. And one thing I did that I really didn't like was, I had the all or nothing mentality. So it was like, just give up everything and be in the gym 3 times a day. Well, that's only gonna last so long. And I hit a wall really quickly. And so this made things so much easier, taking my time and just knowing that what I was doing was eventually going to end up where I am now. So let's talk about last week. Last week was not one of my best weeks. Although you might look at my Apple Fitness and you might be like, oh, okay, I did 5 days out of 7 in the gym working out. But I know I could have done better. I feel that I just didn't really push myself as hard as I could. Although I did have some very long days in the gym. As far as Saturday and Sunday, I worked my butt off. Now, a win of mine was Saturday. I got up and I went and ran with my first run club. They have a run club in Marietta, a run walk club in Marietta, and I was able to meet some people who are out there running and doing their thing, and I joined the group, and so that was definitely a win. Besides that, I did show up at the gym 5 days out of 7, and I did a lot of recording. Those were wins to me, because being a content creator, doing gym content, doing any content, it just takes so much longer than just going out and doing whatever it is you want to do. So, that's what I signed for. This is the life I chose. So, yeah, Saturday and Sunday I was probably in the gym 3 hours, if not more, trying to record and trying to get a good workout. So that was that. But yeah, that Saturday, I felt like after doing the run club thing, because I ran a mile and then I walked the next 2, I felt like I didn't get enough of a workout as far as cardio, and then I went to the gym. Now these are things that are like still kind of crazy to me because I it's not like me, but it's not like the old me. The new me, yeah, without hesitation, I was like, okay, I gotta go do this. And I even went home, got my camera, did all that, and came back to the gym. Usually when I get to the house, it's a wrap. But I got the camera, got everything I needed, and went to the gym and got it done. So, these are definite wins. Definitely some wins here. Now, as far as my challenges, for some reason, candy has been a challenge for me. I have been like really fiending for like fruit candy, fruit snacks, Skittles, the ropes, everything, sour candy, all the candy I want. And I'm not a big chocolate candy fan, but the fruit snacks, I'm just like, I need it. Like my body is telling me like, oh, go and get it. Now I don't know if it's like a sugar thing, like my body is saying I need more sugar, but I doubt it because that's not the way to get sugar. And I don't drink soda. I haven't drank soda in a while. So I kind of prided myself on that. But if I'm eating all this candy, it's just the same thing as drinking 3-4 sodas. So that was a challenge for me last week, and I told myself this week coming up that no candy. I gotta break myself from that, and I know it's possible because I've done it before. So I gotta break myself from that candy addiction, and I've never been like a big candy person, and all of a sudden it's like I just want candy. So that was one of the challenges. There was 2 days where I didn't work out, and I know I need a rest, and I've talked about this before, having rest days. But sometimes it's hard for me because I do feel like if I take a rest day, that it could result in the rest of the year being a rest day or a rest year. And I don't want that, so I do get kind of scared from time to time when I take a rest day, because usually when I take a rest day, I'm really feeling exhausted. And I'm feeling like my body is just worn out, and I really just want to lay and relax, which is probably how I should feel. I just know that the next day, I really need to have that energy back. Now, I didn't take 2 days straight. It was like Wednesday and Friday that I took off. So, that was good. And I knew I was going to make up for it on the weekend. And I did. It's just the fear of waking up and being 443 pounds again. That is one big fear. Like all of this would have been for nothing if I wake up and I'm 443 pounds again. So yeah. So for my plans for this week, I plan to definitely get in the gym. So I got my gym clothes packed, got my cameras packed, make some more gym content, and that's one thing too. Like making this content, it helps me to get back in the gym or get in the gym because I like to see myself like that. I like to see myself working out. I like to see myself just looking so much different. Sometimes I look at myself and I'll be like, is that me for real? Oh man, that's crazy. I've never looked like this. So it's a great thing. It's definitely a great thing. And so I want to continue to just keep this ball rolling, because this is a good thing. It's really good. Now, it's one thing I do want to mention, and I want to see who else is having or has this issue. So when I run, well, for one, I generally don't like running outside, and it's not for anything other than I don't have any place to put my phone and my keys, and so generally I have to keep them on me. And I hate when things are like flopping around in my pocket while I'm trying to run, or if I have to hold them in my hand when I'm trying to run. That is just the worst to me, and it will mess up the whole run experience because I'm so worried about everything else. At the same time, I don't like running on the treadmill because you're just basically running in place for what could be, 30, 40 minutes. So, I guess I'm looking for some suggestions on how to make it a better experience. I really would like to run outside more, but I also would need some place to put all of my stuff because when I was with the run club, I did that mile, and that mile was the worst because it just felt like my brain is thinking about all the things in my pocket, and they're just flying and flopping all over the place, and I can't keep my focus on what I'm doing. And so I like to just be focused, locked in on the run, and that's it. So maybe I can get some suggestions from you all. As far as what last week taught me, I had some highs and I had some lows. So again, I had 2 days where I took a break, and again, I felt exhausted. I just didn't feel it. I wasn't feeling it, and I don't like that feeling because I'm scared that that's going to lead to more days like that. But at the same time, when I did the run club and then I did the gym, that felt great because I know I still got it. It's always a fear. Another fear is like, do I still got it? Am I missing a step? Am I, what's the problem? And so, just like when I was sick, like it was hard for me to run more than a mile, and I was afraid that was going to stick, and then I have to build my way back up to 3 miles again. But that wasn't the case. As soon as my lungs cleared up and I was good to go, I was back running like not usual. But if I wasn't doing the run during the time I was sick, I don't think I would have been able to do that. Like I really try to make an effort to stay active. Someone asked me earlier today, actually, like when I messed up my foot, how long I waited to get back working out again. And I was working out again the next day with a hurt foot, a foot that hurt so bad, but it was the next day. But I just altered my workout routine to where I could still work out and not hurt my foot anymore. So it's definitely a mindset thing. It's you got to get in your mind, like, I'm not going to let this beat me. For me, I'm not going to let this be an excuse to gain that weight back. I just can't, this opportunity was given to me for a reason. And I feel like my reason is to help others and to just be here and tell my story. So, yeah. All right, now I got a question for you. So what did you do last week to work towards your goals? Whether it be physical, work goal, like what did you do to work towards those goals? What new changes did you make to work towards that goal? And secondly, I'd like you to get a piece of paper and a pen, or use your phone and jot down notes. I mean, it's good to see these things, especially for, throughout the week. We seem to forget things when it's not right there in our face. So I want you to write down one physical goal that you want to do this week. So when I talk physical, I'm talking, whether it's a fitness thing, like I want to run half a mile, or if you're writing a book or something, I want to write 10 pages this week, or I want to do something physical. Like there has to be a physical, tangible goal that you can do. You can clearly see, like, I did half a mile, or I want to do half a mile 3 days a week, or I want to eat chicken, or something like that. So and the eat chicken thing was the next goal. So which leads me to a nutrition goal. What do you want to do as far as nutrition? For me, I would say I need to stop eating so much candy. So it's going to take some work, but my goal would be to not eat candy at least 5 days of the week. So I know if I have 2 days in there, but I need to wean myself off of this candy addiction. They say candy is more addictive than cocaine, and I've never done cocaine, but I've done plenty of sugar, and that's what got me to 443 pounds. So I need to chill. I definitely need to chill. Self-awareness is definitely, you definitely have to have self-awareness in this journey. You definitely need to have that, because people are going to tell you this and people are going to tell you that, and not always are they wrong. And it's not always that they don't know your body, there's some basic things that work for everyone. And so you have to have self-awareness and not take things, and I get offended by things. And if anything, I like to take things that I don't like, and that fuels my fire for me to do better than anyone think I could have. And then your third goal for the week is to write down a mindset goal, like something that you, a breakthrough. What do you want? Do you want that dog? Do you want to go in the gym and feel like you used to feel when you was in high school or play sports or whatever? Like, what's your mindset change to get to that goal? Because it's, if you're not there now, you're gonna have to make some changes, and that mindset is everything. Because if your mind is not right, it's so easy to quit. And I've done a lot of these challenges, Spartans and all that stuff, and I couldn't imagine going out there paying money, putting on the headband and doing all that, and quitting quitting in the middle of the race, or quitting when it got hard. No, it's just not it's just not for me. And I don't want that to be the thing for you. Like, you have to change that mindset in order for you to do hard things. Definitely. It just doesn't get easy, and it's not supposed to. It's supposed to be hard, and eventually you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And I have definitely experienced all of that. And although I don't like something, I will jump in with both feet and let's get it done. So it's just a mindset. You gotta get that. All right, got some more questions for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is interactive. This is me and you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to make sure that you thinking about the things just like I'm thinking about the things. So let me run through some questions, and you could either answer them and put them in the description, or not the description, in the comments, or just write them and keep them to yourself, whatever. But I would advise that you do something where you have these. I'm going to tell you every single time, having this stuff now when you haven't reached those goals is going to be very important when you do, because you'll be able to see that journey. If you don't see it and you throw it, like, I know people who've lost a lot of weight, and then during the process they throw away all their old pictures They threw away anything that resembled what they used to look like. And then they ended up gaining all the way back. And it's like, you can't forget that person. That person was real. That person was you. And you need to definitely keep that person, keep them in the back of your brain or whatever. I like to see it so that you don't repeat that again. When you see how hard it was being that person, then you definitely don't want to go back to that. And so it's best if you know, when you're writing this stuff down, you can look at it and be like, oh man, that was my goal. And I definitely need to get there. It'll help you even at times when you're down and you don't want to do this anymore. And you sit there and you look and you're like, and I don't want to go back to that anymore either. So I got to figure something out. So let me ask you these questions, because I kind of like to ramble and go off. So, don't mind me. All right, here's the first question. What was the biggest win last week, or what was your biggest win last week? Question number 2, where did you fall short? Question number 3, what did I learn? Question number 4, what are my 3 commitments for this week? So you need 3 commitments. And like I said, a physical, a nutritional, a mindset. What are your goals? What are 3 things that you can write down and say, okay, I got to do this week. And how will those commitments support my why or your why? So how are those commitments, to me, what that's saying is, how are those commitments going to get me to my goal? What are these things going to do to benefit me and to get me just that much closer to my goal? All right, now in closing, all right, your why gives you direction, but your weekly actions determine where you actually go. We don't need a perfect week. We need an intentional one. And when I say intentional, you got to keep your eye on the prize. Like, the things you do should be system-based, putting the systems in place to hit that goal-driven. Like all of those, you got to keep your eye on the prize and not fall short. All right. Let's keep holding ourselves accountable, which is, again, self-awareness. I'm not going to be there with you. A lot of people aren't going to be there with you. But if you did right or did wrong. You know what I'm saying? If you cheated yourself on a set, or your form is bad and you just want to get through the workout. Like, what you know, and you're only cheating yourself. So self-awareness is got to be A1. Keep getting outside of our comfort zones. Like I said earlier, you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable. There's going to be a lot of things that you don't want to do, but you have to do. So you just got to, what they say, suck it up, buttercup. But, if it's like going to the gym. Not everybody likes going to the gym. They feel that they're being judged, they're being looked at, or whatever the case may be. And I'm not saying you have to get over that one day, but that's where the equipment is. You know what I'm saying? That's where you get to use somebody else's equipment and then go home. So if you're okay with either buying the equipment and doing it at home, so be it. Or going to something else, like going to classes with people that you're comfortable. Whatever the case may be, you just have to, if this is a roadblock, you have to find a way around it or over it. But you can't just let, something like that, something small like that, be the reason why you don't reach your goal. And keep proving that we're capable of more. I got a very good quote to share with you. I don't know who said it, but it's my thing now. But the only person that will be better than me today is me tomorrow. The only person that's gonna work harder than me today is me tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that's all it is. It's me versus me. It's you versus you. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to, be me. I'm not trying to be you. I'm trying to be the best version of me that I can make myself. And so far I'm achieving that. And I want that same thing for you and yours. So with that being said, if you're out there doing your thing, keep chasing those goals, embrace the pain, enjoy the process, and respect the gains. And I'll see you at the next video.